What's going on, internet? Happy quarantine. No. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Nah. Oi, no. Good corporate armor morning. No. Oh, hi, internet. Hey guys, still trying to come up with a good catchphrase. So if any of you have any good ideas, please leave those in the comments below. I will be greatly appreciative of any good ideas. I'll even give you guys a call out in the next video. For those of you that follow Corporate Armor, you've probably seen a lot of our posts recently, either on YouTube or our blog or our social, about preparing businesses for the rise of remote work or getting all the tools that you need to allow your employees to work from home. But what we haven't really touched on is how employees can prepare to working from home. Making that transition from office work to homework, working from home, isn't the easiest. It's not as easy as a lot of people think it may be. A lot of people find themselves struggling with trying to figure out how to work from home or how to accomplish as much as they did in the office or what to do about their kids or their animals when they're working from home or other family members. Luckily, we have quite a bit of experience with Corporate Armor with working from home, years in fact. We are lucky enough to be in an industry where we can do our jobs, whether it's in the office or at home, or a lot of times I can do just about everything I need for my job on my mobile device. So because of all this experience, we've decided to put together a list of 8 things that have helped us over the years and hopefully can help you guys with your new transition to working from home. My first piece of advice is to get yourself ready in the mornings. Chances are, whenever you go into the office, you get up, you probably take a shower, at least I hope you guys do. Do your hair, brush your teeth, get dressed. Hope that happens too before going to the office. So continue that. Don't change because you're working from home. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably saying, but yeah, now that I'm home, I can be comfy. And yeah, you can be comfortable. I would be lying if I were to say that I'm not wearing sweatpants right now. But you still want to make sure that you're prepared for the day. You still want to make sure that you keep your routine going. Get up at the same time that you normally do. I know that you guys don't have commutes now because you're just working from home, but spend that time doing something productive, doing something to get the blood flowing or get that endorphin rush. Maybe exercise, maybe do some yoga, go walk around the neighborhood or take a jog. There's a lot of productive things you could be doing during the time that you'd normally be spending on that commute to really get yourself prepared for the day. So, like I said, get yourself ready. My second piece of advice is to set a schedule. Now, just because you're home doesn't mean that you have to work 24/7. Stick to the same schedule that you would normally stick to if you were working in the office. If you work a 9 to 5 job, start your day from working from home at 9 and end your day at 5 o'clock. Don't feel like just because you're at home, you have to keep on working. Because when that happens, you're going to get burnout really quick. So make sure that you set your same schedule that you're used to working whenever you're in the office. My next recommendation is to keep your routine. Now, this kind of ties into setting your schedule. It also kind of ties into my first piece of advice of getting yourself ready. But you need to make sure that you have the same routine, the same ebb and flow that goes on whenever you're going to the office. Make sure that you take your lunch at the same time that you normally do. If you take breaks while you're in the office, do the same thing at home. Step outside and get some fresh air, get away from your desk, stand up, make sure you stretch your limbs and everything else. But keep that routine going. Make sure you have a routine that fits your lifestyle, that fits your work lifestyle as well. And yeah, keep a routine. My next piece of advice to you guys is make sure you have a dedicated workspace, an area of your home where when you sit down there, it's time for work. Everyone in your family knows that that is your workspace, that if you are over there, that means you are working. Whether it is your laptop or a desktop, maybe your tablet or phone, whatever the case may be, make sure that you do have that space prepared. I'll show you guys around my dedicated workspace here in just a moment, but I had to bring home my studio equipment, so you guys don't see it, but there are lights, there's the camera, I have a green screen set up to the left, so I still wanted to be able to make videos, so I needed to bring this equipment home and set it up just like I would in the office. And then I also have my desk, which is actually in my dining room right now. I'll explain why it's in the dining room in one of our other steps. But I still have to have a desk set up. So I have my work computer, I have my video editing computer, I have my monitors, everything ready to go. So I can still do everything that I could in the office whenever I'm here at home. And you guys, it really helps out to have that dedicated workspace. It makes it a lot easier, helps you stay organized. I highly recommend it. Okay guys, as I mentioned, I'm going to take you on a tour of my workspace. So this is my desk that I do my work on. I'm going to go over here. My wife is also set up in the dining room. So she has her workspace over there. But this way we can both work. Now here's my studio. You can see the couch that I'm sitting on in the video. I had to rearrange all the furniture in my man cave to create this studio. There's my cat in the corner over there, and then my green screen setup. So that's my work from home office. My next piece of advice is a little tricky, but eliminate distractions. I mentioned previously that I have a dedicated workspace in my dining room. One of the reasons that it's in my dining room is because I wanted to eliminate distractions. Normally, I have my computer desk set up in my man cave, but my man cave also has my Xbox. I've got a giant projector, I've got a pool table, I've got a beer cooler. These are all things that are not going to help me out with work if I get distracted by any of them, and it is very easy to get distracted by all of them. So I had to make sure that I had a dedicated workspace that is away from distractions to make sure that I can continue to do my job. Now, I also had to convert my man cave into my studio, so I wouldn't really have any of my distractions anyway. But still, make sure that you have a way to eliminate distractions. This also includes animals, which is really hard to do. I don't really have a way to tell you how to keep yourself from your animals. But also for your family members, make sure that they know that when you are working, and they cannot distract you. Now, what really is tough right now is if you guys are home, chances are your kids are home too. Schools have been shut down. So that part of the distractions is kind of hard to eliminate, but if at all, try to make sure that your kids understand that when mommy or daddy is in front of their work computer, that they are working. It is not playtime. Just because they are home does not mean that it's playtime either. I know it's really hard for people to understand sometimes that, oh, you're home. That means we can hang out, we can talk, you can do things. No, you can't. You're still working. Make sure people know that. Make sure you set expectations. This is my next piece of advice. A lot of times when people work from home, they might feel like they're not doing enough work, or they feel like they're doing too much work. So you really want to make sure that you have certain goals that you set for yourself, you have certain expectations that you set, and then stick to those. If you are coming to the end of your work shift and you still have more work to do, it's okay to stop. Go ahead and close your laptop, pick it up the next day. But like I said, make sure you have set those expectations and make sure you stick to those as well. My next piece of advice is make sure you're available. Just because you're working from home doesn't mean that you are completely cut off from the rest of the world. Make sure that if you deal with customers, they can still get in touch with you, whether it's a phone call or a text message or an email or even a chat. Same goes for your fellow employees. Make sure that you are still accessible. Just because you are closed off from the office doesn't mean that you need to be closed off from the world. So make sure that you are still ready to go whenever there's help that is needed. And my last piece of advice for you guys is to keep in touch with your fellow employees. This kind of goes back to the availability thing, but just because you are cut off from the world doesn't mean that you can't communicate with the rest of the world. So make a phone call, join a video chat, start a meeting with your fellow employees, Skype them, Slack them, use Teams, whatever it is that you guys use to communicate. Still communicate with your team members. Let them know what you're doing. Let them tell you what they're doing. Maybe tell a joke. Talk about Tiger King. Whatever it is that you guys normally do whenever you're in the office, continue that from home. If you want to set up a water cooler in your home office and go stand by that water cooler and then start a conference call with your work employees, go for it. Whatever it takes to stay in communication, just do it. But it's really important for you guys to keep in touch with each other to know what everyone's doing. So those are my 8 pieces of advice. I hope it helps you guys out. Now, I know not everyone's the same. Some of you guys, some of these pieces of advice might not work for you. Others, maybe you just didn't think of it. So like I said, I hope it was helpful. And I hope to make more of these videos. So if you guys have any other questions or any other concerns or needs, let me know. We're all in this together. So if there's anything that we can do to help out at Corporate Armor, we're happy to do so. So thank you guys for watching and making it to the end of this video. And hopefully we will see each other soon. Congratulations. You made it to the end of the video. For doing so, I will reward you. You may now watch one of 2 other videos by clicking here or here. The choice is yours, but choose wisely.